Hi everyone, my name is Vora and I'm here with ProDirect. I'm a yoga teacher and Nike trainer, and I'm going to guide you through a post-run yoga flow. So you don't need anything, just yourself and a quiet space and possibly a mat. This flow is specifically designed for your post-run. So I want you to take more of a restorative approach to your practice. Think about relaxing into your muscles and doing much less work than your run. No doubt you worked really hard on your run, so now it's time to take care of your body and relax. So just bring your hands on towards your thighs and just take a few moments to just find some pause here. So deep breaths, maybe close down the eyes and just be here. Now, if it feels uncomfortable sitting on your feet like so, then make sure that you find some comfort. Maybe roll up a blanket, sit on something. Just make sure that your spine is nice and tall, your shoulders are relaxed. Now together we'll take a deep breath in, and as we do that, we'll bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears, squeeze them tight, and as you exhale, roll the shoulders down and back. Feel a slight lift through your chest. And then again, breathing in through the nose, we'll squeeze and lift the shoulders up, maybe grow a little taller. And then exhale, roll the shoulders back. Now, as you're doing this, one more time, just find a sense of ease with your breath. The exhale is a chance for you to let go of any tension, any holding in your body, and then relaxing them completely down. From here, we'll blink the eyes open, walking the hands in front of you. We'll start in a tabletop position. So for now, we'll just turn the wrists so that fingers spin out towards the sides, and then tuck your toes behind you. We'll start with a forward and back motion. So just start to rock into the soles of the feet. Now we've been using the feet through the run, so it's really important that we're just massaging into the balls of the feet, maybe into the toes, and if this position feels good, feel free to take it in a couple of circles, maybe one direction to start, and then switching in the other direction. Now from there, we'll flip the hands the opposite way, so your palms will face the midline. We'll curl the belly all the way in, push the top of the spine up towards the ceiling, and then you can point your toes back so you feel the shins stretching into the mat. Now keeping this position, just start to connect to your breath. So you'll inhale, and then exhaling through the nose. Taking one more breath here, seeing if you can really push your upper back, breathing in and breathing out. And then gently release, palms down, stretching into the fingertips, spreading the fingertips wide onto the mat, and then coming back to your tabletop position. From there, you're going to extend your right leg out towards the right, making sure that the inner line of the foot is parallel to your opposite leg. From there, you start to move forward and back. Now just be mindful that you're breathing through all of this mobility, all of this movement, and all of the poses that we do today. And just keeping your spine going forward and back, not shifting too much into the knee just yet. And then on your next breath, as you inhale, start to circle into the hip. So now we start to find a bit more space through the hip joint, through the pelvis, through the spine as well. And then coming back to center after the last circle, and slowly bringing that knee back to tabletop. Opposite side, we'll extend the left leg out, again just watching the inline of the toes, making sure toes are pointing forward, and then start to shift forward and back, just feeling the inside of the hamstring, inside of the leg start to stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And the next inhale, start to bring your weight into the ankle, into the knee as you bend into the hip, opening out the hips. And then taking one more circle in this direction. And then coming back to center, bringing the knees together this time and sinking your hips back into a child's pose. So your feet can stay together, your knees can widen if you want to have space for your chest. You'll bring your head down towards the ground. Now this will allow you to stretch out through the lower back, and you can gently take some movement side to side here if that feels very nice. Just helping to bring that energy again back down. From this position, we'll come forward, taking the weight onto the hands. Now this one's going to feel a little bit intense. Going to tuck all of your toes behind you. Walking your hands towards your knees, you're going to eventually take your weight onto the heels. So the hands can rest lightly on the thighs. Again, if this feels too much, feel free to modify. You can bring your hands towards the floor and gently take the weight half and half. Otherwise, with me, you'll bring the hands onto the thighs and just make sure that the shoulders are rolled back so you have good posture here. The spine is lifted and the breath is soft. So breathing in through the nose, maybe even close the eyes here and breathe out through the nose. Breathing in, see if you can feel that gentle lift. And breathing out. And then just taking one more, really stretching into the soles of the feet, breathing in and gently breathing out. You can walk the weight back onto the hands, tap out the toes or point the feet. No doubt this will have been a very new experience for most of you practicing. And then again, sinking back into a child's pose to let that pose settle into your body. So bringing the hands forward, we'll come back to a tabletop position and we'll start to move into some cat-cows. So as you inhale, I want you to drop the belly, arch the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, pulling the belly in and pushing the shoulders up towards the ceiling. I want you to think of marrying this movement with breath. So as you inhale, we're arching, we're extending through the heart center. And then as you exhale, we're rounding, we're curling the front body in to stretch through the back. And we'll do just one more here. Breathing in, making sure your hands and knees are at a really good distance. Exhale, round, spread into your fingertips and push. Okay, coming back to center, you'll extend your right leg towards the back of the mat, start to shift forward and back. So now again, getting into the ankle joint, you might take some circles here with the ankle, one direction and then the other direction. And then on the inhale, you're gonna anchor down through your hands and your supporting leg. You'll lift up through your right leg. Point your toes, start to arch the spine and open the chest. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose and see if you can curl in. As you inhale, you'll stretch the leg back. Again, open out through the hip flexor, the chest, the heart. Exhale, knee to nose. And then one more time, breathing in, take it all the way back. And then exhale, knee to nose. Good, now send the leg back. We're gonna crisscross the legs. So right leg's gonna go behind your left knee. Separate the feet quite wide here and then shift your hips towards the back corner of your mat. That's going to feel really nice on the outside of your hips, maybe on the glutes. And again, feel free to take a little bit of movement here if that feels necessary for your body. Breathing into the spaces, breathing into the tighter spaces, and then slowly shifting your weight forward, unraveling right knee back to the mat. Same thing on the left. So left foot steps back, just stretching into the calf muscle, circling through the ankle joint, exploring any tighter spaces and breathing into it. Switch directions. Just be aware that you're not sinking through the chest or the spine. Then neutralize your spine, spread through your fingertips. Inhale, we'll lift the leg, open up the chest. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, keep your knee lifted. Inhale again, send the leg up and back as you open up. Exhale, knee comes to the nose, push through the arms. One more time, breathing in, send it up and back. And then exhale, knee to nose. This time, send your leg straight back, flex the foot, and then bring your left knee behind your right. You want to cross at the thighs, dropping your shins towards the mat, and then sending your hips towards the right corner of your mat. Lengthen out through your spine. Try to drop the head, drop the gaze. Feel free to close your eyes here. Breathing in, slowly unraveling, come forward. Bring the feet together, the knees go wide, and we'll take it back to child's pose. Okay, when you're ready, coming forward on your inhale, this time plug into the fingertips, spread the hands wide. We're lifting the hips up into our first downward facing dog. So feel free to pedal out through the feet here. This is going to be really good for the back of the legs. No doubt the hamstrings may feel a little bit tight, so don't feel the pressure to have your heels anchoring into the ground at all. Just a nice slow pedal out. Heel by heel walking into the ground. Now with your arms, you want to have them rather straight, wrapping your elbows slightly inwards, tucking at the belly, lifting the tailbone and softening the back of the knees. Coming to some stillness, the feet will need to be about hip distance and you'll slightly internally rotate your ankles so that your heels disappear behind your ankles. Take a breath in. I want you to lift both heels at the same time, isolating this movement so it's mainly in the legs, and then exhale, lower the heels back towards the ground. One more time, breathing in to lift the heels, lift the hips, and then exhale to lower the heels down. So together we'll lift the right leg up towards the sky, keep the heel facing up, and then look forward, look between the hands, spread into your fingertips, slowly bring the knee towards the nose, round your spine, keep the hips lifted, and take a giant step through to the top of the mat. Of course, it might not be as smooth, but feel free to use your right hand for support. And then eventually you want to walk your hands on towards your right thigh. Now walk your right foot closer to the right edge of the mat. That will give you a bit more support with your balance here, and then shift your hips back a touch. You want to anchor through that back knee, anchor through the back heel, and slightly tuck the pelvis forward, and you'll feel really good stretch through the front hip flexor. As you inhale, we'll take the arms up to the sky, continue squaring through your shoulders and your hips. And then as you exhale, you'll sink the hips back, let the arms drop down for a supported half split. Take a breath in. As you do that, flex the toes back. The leg does not have to be straight. By all means, if you don't have the ability to reach the floor here, please modify and use blocks or support underneath the hands. Again, we'll inhale, bend into the front knee. This time, drive the hips forward. The arms can come forward and up. And then exhale, circle the arms back and down towards the floor, back to half splits. One more time like that. Breathing in, use the toes for support as you anchor through that front heel. Exhale, bring the hands down. Good, take an inhale. See if you can lift up half an inch, tiny little back bend with your spine. And then as you exhale, if there's any space, you'll hinge forward from your hips only, leading with your chest, gaze is going past the toes. Take an inhale, creep both hands forward, lift the back knee, and as you exhale, step back, right foot meets the left. From here, again, pedal out your feet, shake the head, yes and no. And then come back into your downward facing dog. So we'll bring the feet together once again. We'll take the left leg up towards the sky as you lift up, continuously square the hips, the shoulders, and then knee to nose, bring it all the way forward. Try to keep the hips lifted, flex the foot, and draw it to the top of your mat. Again, walking left foot closer to the left edge of your mat to keep that balance, and then walking the hands onto the thighs. So you're always looking for that right angle shape with your legs, just as a guideline, and then shift the hips back ever so slightly. We'll take both arms up to the sky as you inhale, and then exhale, circle the arms wide, and as you do that, the hips draw back. You'll keep the chest lengthened, flex the toes, and you can keep a soft bend in the knee if the leg doesn't extend fully, that's okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Now with your in-breath, we'll sweep the arms forward again, finding that low lunge, reaching up. Exhale, finding a half splits with your hands supporting your chest and your shoulders. One more time, breathing in, with your breath we lift, and then exhale, folding over that front leg. Move both hands to the front of the mat, lift the back knee, take a giant step back, downward facing dog. Again, pedal out your feet, and then when you're ready, bring the knees down towards the mat. I'm going to come down to a seat now. So feel free to elevate your hips. And for this, we'll extend both legs out to the sides. Now, if you don't have that natural flexibility in your spine and your hips, don't worry. You can bend your knees here if you have tighter hamstrings as well. Use your hands behind you and beside your thighs for support. As you inhale, you'll lift your chest, flex your toes, and then as you exhale, I want you to lean your shoulders towards the insides of your thighs. Now, if you stop about here, that's okay. You're looking to keep your spine really flat. As you exhale, continue going if there's more space. And if you find that your chest is moving way past your thighs, you can start to draw the hands inside of the thighs. Take a breath in and breath out. Again, flexing your toes, breathing in, and softening the shoulders as you breathe out. Take one more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly walking the hands back. They come back outside the hips and thighs. Bring the feet just in front of you. Take an inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, we'll drop the knees over towards the left side, taking this 90-90 windshield wiper position. Now this is almost a modified pigeon pose. So you'll feel maybe your front hip stretching, your glute stretching. As you inhale, we're going to bring it back up and then move over to the other side. So very brief, Breathing in to lift up. Exhale, bring the knees as close towards the ground as you can. One more time before we hold, breathing in, and then exhale again, bringing that internal, external shape towards your thighs and hips. Inhale to lift your knees. This time we're going to stay. So drop your knees over to the left side and then walk that back hand towards the front of your shin. We're going to face this left shin and you can draw it slightly further away from your chest. You may decide to stay here. You may decide to take a gentle fold into this modified pigeon shape. Now you can rest the head, close the eyes. You can rest your chin on your hands if that's accessible for you, or you can just be here sitting upright. Take a long breath in through the nose and breath out through your mouth. And when you're ready to take the other side, just meet me back upright, and then again spinning on the feet, pivoting over towards the other side of your body. Moving that front knee and front shin further away from you for a deeper stretch. Again, option to stay upright, option to come down and fold into this shape. Again, it's really important that you listen to your body, especially post-run, because you might have some tighter spots, maybe some sore spots, so it's really important that you just slow down with your practice. When you're ready, slowly coming back on towards the hands, we'll cross the legs, taking a final moment before moving on to the next part of your day. Just come to any seated position that works for you. You can rest your hands on your thighs. Just going to close practice today with a couple of breaths. So breathing in through the nose, acknowledging how hard your body's worked through your run, through your practice, and then exhale gently through the mouth. Again, breathing in, maybe bringing hands onto body, and then letting the breath go. And then just once more, breathing in as deeply as you can and allowing it to release. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to come onto your back and find ultimate relaxation and a mini Shavasana. You can rest there as long as you like. Otherwise, feel free to come back into the space. You can find more of me on Instagram, TikTok, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.